Hi, my name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, and this is my Makeup Monday for Monday the 28th of October 2024. Today I'm going to do a Funfold card. I actually saw this card on a reel this morning and I thought I've got to have a go at that. So I've worked the dimensions out myself and yeah, it's turned out pretty good, so I'm quite happy with it. So I'll give credit to Verna. I couldn't find her surname anywhere. She's known as StampinNotes. She's in America, in New York or New York State. I couldn't quite work that one out. So that's the reel that I saw. So I've gotten inspiration from her. So let's go down to the craft desk and we can get started. Okay, so these are a couple of my sample cards. Whoops. So this is one, and I've used Sentimental Christmas Designer Series paper and the Distressed Tile Embossing Folder and the Nested Essential Dies. So it opens like so. So it's quite cool. Well, I think so. So, and then we close up our little triangles, close our... So I've called it the 4-panel Funfold card. So panel 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what else to call it. So that was using the Sentimental Christmas Designer Series paper. The Drucy dots and the iridescent striped ribbon. It's really pretty ribbon. So that was my first sample card, and this one I've used the Winter Meadow Designer Series paper. So this paper is in the mini catalogue. This paper is in the annual catalogue. So, and I've still used the nested essential dies. So, and this ribbon is still current. I thought it had retired, but when I looked it up in the annual catalogue, it is still current. So it's the pretty peacock and gold foil ribbon. So 1, 2. They're my instructions on what I've used, not my instructions. 3, 4. So we'll close up our card, and that's the fern embossing folder. We'll put our triangles and our front panel down, and then over. It's really cool, and it's the same size as a normal card. It fits into a normal envelope, and it's not really that thick. You wouldn't pay extra for postage for that, I wouldn't think. So that's what we're going to make today. So let me just stand my little sample cards up there, and I will show you what I'm using today. I am using the Nests of Winter Designer Series paper, which is in the mini catalogue, and it's not actually a Christmas set. It doesn't have Christmas stamps in the stamp set. I have only got the paper, so you can make it Christmas or you can make it whatever you like. And this one is called, this is from the annual catalogue, Country Lace Designer Series paper. So that's in the annual catalogue. This one's in the holiday mini catalogue. So I'm also going to use the Timber embossing folder and the Peaceful Season stamp set. And I've already pre-cut my nested essential dies out for this card. So I will move those over there. Let's get started. I'll put my papers down here somewhere where I can maybe not have them fall over. Okay, so this is what you need, oops, for this card. So this piece is half a card base, so it's 10.5 centimeters by 14.9. This piece is a double insert, so it's 20 centimeters by 14.4, scored at 10 centimeters. So let's just sort of place them so you can see them. What else have we got? We've got 2 triangles of designer series paper, and I know it's a funny little measurement, but it's what worked. 7.1 centimeters, not triangles, we've got 2 squares. 7.1 by 7.1, so we've got 2 of those, and these pieces of designer series paper really have to not have a design that will end up on its head. I was going to try and do it with the Reindeer Days, but all the paper in the Reindeer Days Sweet collection, the other side has got trees that would end up on their sides, or reindeers that are running sideways. So this piece really needs to be a non-directional piece of designer series paper, if that makes sense. So you need 2 of those 7.1 by 7.1 squares, and then I've matched my card base. This is cherry cobbler, 7.5 by 11.5, and a piece of the bird paper, the Nests of Winter paper, 7 centimeters by 11 centimeters, and then I've just got a couple of dies. So if you want to take a screenshot of those measurements, I'll just leave them there for a minute. We're going to heat emboss our sentiment like I did on my other 2 cards, because I love heat embossing. I tend to only seem to do it at Christmas time. I don't know why that is. I'm a bit silly, really. I could do it at any time. Okay, so let's get started. Let's put some things to one side. And what do I need to do? I need to bring my cut emboss machine in. We're going to not cut. We're going to emboss using the timber embossing folder from the annual catalogue. We want to dry emboss this left side panel of our card base. So let's take that off. Let's give it a good fold over. I've already scored it at 10 centimeters. Just going to make sure I get it right. And there we go. So I will grab my cut emboss machine and bring that in. Okay, so here we have our big cut emboss machine. Now with this, it's a 3D embossing folder, so you only need platform 1 and the specialty plate platform 4. So I am going to, now I want this panel, so I'm going to, this one I can do so that I still put the spine through first. If you've got a smaller embossing folder, just for one-off embossing, you can do them on their side. It's best to put the spine through first, but if you're not doing it all the time the wrong way, it's okay. So I've just got that left panel that's going to be on our card front. So this panel here of our insert piece, the left panel, I've just got that in my it's got to go under that in my embossing folder, and I'm just gonna wind it through. Dry embossing is another thing I love to do. You can get such great effects with dry embossing. Okay, so that's put the nice timber effect on that side of our card insert. Okay, so let me just get rid of the emboss machine. Oopsie. Okay. and bring our other bits and pieces back in. Just pop my embossing folder back in my little bag. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get our 2 little squares, get rid of the dimension, and we're going to just fold them in half to make a triangle. You can score them if you want to, but I just found it just as easy to do it like this, matching up my point, grabbing my bone folder and doing that. And the same with this, I'm just going to fold it in half. There we go. So there are triangles. Now, depending on which side you want visible, let's bring this one in, depends on how you place them on your cardstock, on your card insert. I want this pretty grey, smoky slate piece showing, but the insides, I don't know if you can see it, it's a very soft print, and that's fine, I don't mind, but I want that piece showing, so I'm going to work out how to fold it up. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put some glue on this triangle and just sit it under here and press it down to my card base. So let me grab my glue. So I'm just going to put my little insert piece on top, up to the score line, just sort of measure, get it right, get it in place. So this is meant to be flappy. Just get that off the glass mat. So that's the top piece, and now the bottom piece. Okay, just put your card base over it, line it up. The glue gives you a little bit of time to just wiggle it into the right place. There we go. Just grab my little tissue. So, and I'm going to just get my bone folder, and look at that, I've squirted all of it. I'm always good at the glue spurtage, aren't I? There we go. So that's our card base ready. Our card insert, sorry, ready to go onto our card base. So you've got this. So now we're going to get a half a piece of card base. I'm going to put glue all over the back of this, and we're going to just attach it like so. So let me just do that. Going to pop that there just to give it a nice little border. There we go. Just like as if you're putting an insert inside your A5 card base, like so. Okay, and those pieces fold down. So now we've got a panel that's going to glue together and go on like so, like this piece. So let's get rid of our dimensions and put our lovely birds onto our cherry cobbler card base, or base panel. Okay, such beautiful paper. You know, you really just need paper and a sentiment stamp set to make some really beautiful cards. Okay, so now we're going to put it, I've just got glue spurtage. We're going to put it on our card panel like so. Now I like these two corners to be on the angle of the triangle. That's just me because I'm fussy. So I'm going to get a pencil and just put little pencil mark on either side, so I know where to put my panel. And then I'm going to get my glue and just put my glue just underneath those pencil marks. Whoops, there we go. And then I'm going to put my panel up to my little pencil marks and press it down. Now if I've got spurtage, I just open it up and wipe it off. Make sure I don't move it, because we don't want it moved. Okay, so that's a card coming together really nicely. See, and it goes up, down, over. Up, down, over. Now we've got these two banners. I used the same banner on the front of this card. I used a different one inside for that. For this one I used these flag type banners, and I used the same one inside. So I've just decided to mix my two banners around. Where's my stylish shape? No, nested essential. See, we've got these ones, we've got these ones in the nested essentials, and we've got these rounded rectangular ones. I didn't use those because I felt the big one covered up too much paper, and really the paper, see, if you put a piece of cardstock that big over your paper, you're losing the effect of your paper. So that's why I didn't use that one. And like, the paper is the hero in this card, as well as the fold. So we're going to do like so, and what we do is we just put a little score line down here, and then we can attach that to there so it'll fold. So I'm going to work it so that it'll go between the two birds, because I don't want to cover up a bird, so I'll work it to go between the two birds. So let's get a Versamark ink, and I've got the new metallics in the Wow embossing powders, and I did actually, just before we started, I did use my old one, and I don't know if you can see a difference. That's crooked. I'd have to die cut that out straight. Let me just get some of that embossing buddy off. This is the Wow one, and this is the old one. I don't know if you can see a difference. They're very similar, but the Wow just seems to have a better effect, I think. So let's put that down, get our embossing buddy and our heat emboss toolkit, and this is our little buddy, embossing buddy. It's got like talcum powder in it, so it just takes the oils off your piece of cardstock so that the embossing powder doesn't stick where you don't want it. Sometimes you do get a little bit left over, and a little paintbrush will fix that. Okay, what did I do with my blocks? Here they are. I had got them out ready. So we're going to use the Peaceful Season stamp set. This is in the mini catalogue. I always like to get a really good sentiment stamp set for all my Christmas card making, and I've been really happy with this one. So it's a bundle. It comes with dies. So if you're looking for a really good sentiment stamp set with dies, this one's $91.75, and all these dies would fit through the mini cut emboss machine. You wouldn't need the big one I just brought in. They would fit through the mini cut emboss machine, but I'm not actually using those dies today. So I am going to get the two sentiments I've decided to go with out. So this one says a season of wonder and happiness, and I'm going to do peace and joy again on the little one inside the card, because I just really like peace and joy. Okay, so this is my Versamark ink. It's a clear sticky ink. You won't be able to see what I stamp, or you might actually on the coloured cardstock. So let's just get that happening. Get rid of that. And I'm just going to put it over a little bit to the right, because I'm going to score down here and make it fold. So normally I would center it, but I'm just going to put it a little bit over. Did I get that straight? Let me have a look. I think I did. Okay, so I'm going to put my gold powder on this now. So you've got to get your embossing powder onto your Versamark ink fairly smartly. There we go. That looks alright. And I'm just going to set it aside because we'll heat emboss both of them at the same time. Just get rid of those. And then this one, I'm going to not knock over my powder, hopefully. Ink up Peace and Joy. And just stamp it on my little banner. There we go. Okay, let's put our lid on our Versamark ink. And let's just get a little banner. Now, I thought I rubbed that with the embossing buddy. Maybe I didn't. Oh well, that's okay. That's what you have a little paintbrush ready on your desk for. Just to get rid of bits and pieces of embossing powder that you don't want anywhere. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. Not to worry. And I'll just set that one aside. And I'm just going to... Now, I don't want that. Can you see that little naughty piece of whatever it is? I don't want that going back into my embossing powder. So you go over there, please. Okay, so I'm just going to sweep this back into my little container. And hubby and I have been busy this weekend, just gone, getting our courtyard ready for a baby shower next Sunday. So we've been tidying up and pressure cleaning and all sorts of things. Okay, so now I'm going to bring this back in and I'll heat emboss this. So I'll turn the volume off so you don't get deafened by the I just put all my bits back in my little tray and slide that back under. Okay, so let me just do a little bit of a sweep. Okay, so there are two banners, and I'm going to put one between the two birds like so, and then one in underneath. So let's get our, not our trimmer, get rid of our trimming blade completely out of the way because we do not want to cut anything off. And I am going to just score just here, just so I've got a little bit to fold. I don't know if you can see that score line, but there we go. See, I've just scored that little end, just so we've got a little foldy bit. Okay, so now you could use glue. You could put glue on that, but I'm just going to put a little bit of tear and tape. That's like a strong double-sided tape that we have. And I'm just going to put that there. And you can tear it, but I'm just, because it's so little, I'm just going to cut. There we go. Now I'm just, oh sorry, this glass mat's so noisy when I drop something. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to burnish that down so it really adheres well to the cardstock. And now I'm just going to get my little pick tool, my old one, and pull the backing off. And as I said, I'm going to put it, sorry if my head came in then, I'm going to put it between the birds, and because it's got a little fold, that's what makes it bend over for us. So I'm just going to, no, that's too high, Denise. I think that's pretty good. Okay, and then this one I will grab some more. I could use glue, but because they're such small banners, I'm just going to go with the tear and tape. Okay, there we go. And once again, I'll just burnish that down nicely so that when I take the backing off, it will adhere to the embossed cardstock panel quite well. Whoopsie. Okay. So I'm going to pop that there. And then that comes down. There we go. Now, I had forgotten. Well, this wasn't up on my ribbon rack, and I had forgotten that we had cherry cobbler ribbon, which I'm going to use. But I was pulling out this old retired cherry cobbler and gold ribbon, but I got new stuff, so I'm going to use the current stuff. So I'm going to make a ribbon, a bow. So this is beautiful ribbon. It's satin ribbon, and it's cherry cobbler and gold. It is satin. Yes, it is. I was going to say it feels like satin. It looks like satin. It is satin. Oh, got a frog in. Now that's an ugly looking bow, isn't it? Let's just see if we can manipulate. No, I'm going to start again. You know, maybe I'll go with the old retired ribbon. You never know. If I can't get a nice looking bow, use your retired products up. If you don't have ribbon that matches something you're using that's current, we'll see if you've got a retired one that's... See, I'm not sure if I'm liking this because I can't get it to do what I want it to do. Oh, yes, I can. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to put it there. And you know what? I'm going to have these tails a little bit longer than on my other cards because this ribbon is a little bit shorter. Narrower, I mean. Goodness. And I don't think the longer tail, well, they've got to be even. Got to have my tails even. Get off. Yeah, I think I like that. And I'm going to just put it on that little foldy panel, just here, just on that foldy panel. A couple of glue dots. Yes. So yes, we're getting our courtyard all tidied up, and we're having a baby shower next Sunday, which is exciting. So the father-to-be and the uncle-to-be and the grandpa-to-be, they're going to go and do 9 rounds of golf while the girls all have a little baby shower. So that's exciting. A bonding moment for the men. Okay, I'm just making sure my tails are the same length. Oh, sorry, my head came in. I still think this one's a bit longer. Now I think it's too short. That'll do. Don't fiddle too much. Cut too much off and you'll ruin it. Okay, so for bling, I could use these iridescent foil gems. They're quite nice. I use the Drucery dots on that. There are a few options for gold. I use the foil gems on this sample card, so maybe I won't use those on my card we've made today. Let me have a look. There's the metallic gems, but I don't, you know what I'm going for. I'm going to go for these because I think these are really nice. These are the blooming pearls, yes, and they're in the annual catalogue. And they're petal pink, garden green, pretty peacock, garden green and gold. So what did I do with my pokey tool? Here it is. Okay, so we've got a big one. I might put a big one over here. I've got 2 little ones left on this pack, so let's just see. We might put one up there near that birdie, and one down here near this birdie. There we go. So they're the blooming pearls. They're beautiful. I love them. But if you've got old embellishments, when I say old, retired, use those. If you've got something that works for whatever you're making, just go ahead and use those. Okay, so I'm going to put those ones away. Alright, so that's our card. On these ones I have stamped like Christmas bells inside, which, you know what, I might do that again. I think I did Christmas bells on both of them. I did. So the bells are from the Reindeer Day Sweet collection. So let me just, whoopsie, let me just clean, oh, sticky ink, clean off my Versamark. So I've got my blocks available again. And I'll put them back in their container. If you put them away as you go, you tend not to lose stuff. Ask me how I know. There we go. Okay, so we've got this little tree, but I think the bells are nice with the bird. I'm going to go with the bells again. So I shall pop that there, and this is Cherry Cobbler, so let me grab the Cherry Cobbler ink pad to open up my card and ink up my bells. There we go. Close that up. Okay, so there is our 4-panel Funfold card. So let me see if I can show you one more time with feeling. Okay, so this is using the Nests of Winter Designer Series paper. This one was the Winter Meadow Designer Series paper, and this was the Sentimental Christmas Designer Series paper. So you open this one and you see your beautiful paper. You open this one and you see another little message and sentiment. Bring it down a little bit. Oops, hang on. And a nice piece of embossed, dry embossed cardstock. Then you open that, and that's where you would write your greeting to the person you're sending the card to. You could stamp another sentiment in here if you wanted to, and that's entirely up to you. So that is the 4-panel Funfold card that I saw StampinNotes do on a reel. So let me just go back to face view. Hey. So that's our card for today. I hope you like it. Now I'm going to try and do this backwards. This is going to be challenging for me. So close that. Close our panel there. And our panel there. And our panel there. And it fits in a standard envelope. So there's our 3 different cards using 3 beautiful different pieces of designer series paper that we have on offer. So I really hope that you enjoyed that Funfold card. Not too hard. Thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up, share my YouTube videos as I try and grow my channel. I will be back on Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock, and that will be my Make and Create card and a cuppa. So for people who ordered from me in the month of September, you will have received a little package in the mail with the card pack for what we're going to make on Wednesday afternoon. So that's Facebook Live at 3 p.m. So thank you for watching and have a great start to your week, and I'll see you on Wednesday afternoon. Bye for now.